Trudeau, the Prime Minister of Canada, did visit India for the G20 conference. Turns out that he was supposed to have left on Sunday after the conference ended, but his plane developed a snag. They found out that one part had to be brought in from Canada all the way in order to repair the plane. So India very graciously offered Air India One or this is the plane that is used for Prime Minister, President and Vice President, and India said that you can take this and go back to Canada. Well, it took 6 hours before the Trudeau government replied saying that no, we are fine. Why did it take 6 hours? It was a generous offer. Well, what ended up happening was that it took another 2 days before Trudeau could leave India. In the meantime, they had to send a Polaris plane all the way from Trenton in Canada. It came all the way across 12 and a half hours, half the way across the world to come pick up the Prime Minister Trudeau, Justin Trudeau. Was this something that was avoidable? This is becoming like an embarrassment. Every time Trudeau comes to India, there's always something that seems to go wrong. The last time he came on a private visit, I think, and that time he was ridiculed for all the outfits he wore. I mean, he was wearing Indian stuff. I don't know why that should be ridiculed, but the Canadian press did not take a very good view of it. They took a very dim view of it. Be that as it may, Trudeau was pandering to a particular section of the audience, it is clear. He even went to the Golden Temple, and I think he met with the Chief Minister of Punjab, the then Chief Minister of Punjab, Captain Amrinder Singh, who gave him a dossier on some of the characters who happened to be in his government. So all these things, must have embarrassed him in that trip. But this time, India has given a very stern message to rein in the Khalistanis, and Canada, I think, before they came for the G20 talk, I think they said that they were pausing their trade talks with India. There is something happening in the background which I think both countries are not willing to discuss. Maybe it is posturing, maybe it is bargaining, maybe it's positioning themselves to get the best out of this deal. Whatever that deal is, fact remains that India's National Investigative Agency has visited Canada to gather information about some of the attacks on the embassy officials that some of these Khalistani supporters undertook. So people may ask, where does Khalistan or these pro-Khalistani supporters get their support from? First of all, I think I've been telling you this. I'm going to tell this thing one more time. There's a lot of drug money sloshing about in the system now. And this, in my opinion, is funding the Khalistani effort. Let me tell you what is happening. About 1,500 to 2,000 illegals from Punjab cross into United States at the Mexico border. Don't ask me how they get to Mexico. They do get to there. They have some money. If you go about the rural parts of Punjab, ask the youth what is their goal. They want to go to Canada. So this is their goal. So whatever it is, once the mind is set, there is this one MP, Simranjit Singh Man from Sangrur, who will take 35,000 rupees to 70,000 rupees to give a certificate that this Palana Dhinkana guy is being, discriminated by the police or being harassed by the police for his religious views. Whatever you want him to write, he takes the money and he gives you the letter. They use that letter, they somehow come to Mexico, then they get onto these drug mules. These are the trucks that are carrying goods from Mexico to United States and beyond to Canada. Now, the interesting thing here is, and I'm not saying everybody is doing this, 65 to 70%, I'm told, the truck drivers are Sikhs, Sardajis. And I'm saying not everybody is doing this, but there are some elements who, for some money, are smuggling people in to the United States. And not only is that being smuggled in, a lot of drugs, especially fentanyl based. And I've told you this before in the past, and in fact, this has become an election issue. Vivek Ramaswamy wants to send the American army to get rid of destroy all these fentanyl producing outfits in Mexico. And this is coming from China. So there's a Chinese connection also. So all these people are coming in. And then suddenly now what we have is the Khalistani protests are becoming more violent. Why is that? Because many of these people are illegal. They don't even like to be photographed. So when they come and protest in front of the Indian Consulate and regular citizens such as myself, we start videotaping them. They don't like it. In fact, one time we even saw some people with an ankle bracelet. An ankle bracelet is something where you are being constantly monitored by the federal government of United States for some crime or whatever it is. So a lot of things are happening. In fact, I believe that even the fire in the Indian consulate is not being probed, because I think that the United States wants to keep some people who did this thing and have them as assets to help them keep track of all this fentanyl traffic. If something good comes out of it, that's fine and dandy, but I expect at some point of time the law and order authorities to come clean and say what is happening on that consulate building fire. At least 3 people were involved. They took video proudly. I mean, this has to be punished. And these are some of the things that the Indian government is demanding of not only Canada, but also United Kingdom and the United States. Clearly, they have funding. That has been proved now. So once somebody has funding, then they can basically fund the political leadership. In fact, I say that there are Democrats and Republicans, all of whom for 10 years have been funded by these Khalistani guys, and all of them basically are the ones who are carrying the torch. SB 403 is as much an ISI effort as a Khalistani effort to try and sow seeds of discord in Indian Americans. And believe me when I say this, not just California's SB 403, but 11 other states are pondering similar resolutions, similar bills. So sleepwalking Hindus, you have to get up and start fighting for your rights. This is a blatant lie. We all know it, but somebody wants it and somebody has it for us. Maybe it is one way of US government to try and embarrass the Modi government. I don't know, whatever it is. Clearly, these things could have been solved by sitting across the table and discussing it. But for our hard work, for our success, we are now becoming cannon fodder for something that we did not sign up for. Thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to click on the bell button for notifications. Namaskar.